So I've arrived in the island of Skiathos. And this is the place where I'm going to be staying for a couple of days. It's called Octo Guest House. And this is the terrace of this guest house, you know, a chilling spot. And I'll work here. And then next Saturday, I'm going to a wedding on another island nearby, on Alonissos. So sometime on Wednesday, I'll be taking the ferry. And now, since it's still Sunday actually, I'll head out and explore the city a bit. Not super busy. Maybe because it's Sunday evening and most people leave on Sunday. Or maybe it's because it's not yet dinner time. The old port. Let's go check that out. We have gyros. It's all very white. All the houses. Very cute. And what is currently quite surprising to me is that it's really not that busy. I mean, all the streets, you don't feel like this massive tourism, and I'm assuming that the last road where I was on is the main street, and usually a place that looks like this in Europe would be completely filled with tourists. Let's see. So I'll go that way. I really have no idea where I'm going. My research before coming here was near zero, besides calling up the hotels to make sure they have internet good enough to work. I mean, this place is completely empty and looks, I mean, maybe it's not top season, but it's still August, so in many countries in Europe it's still vacation. Very nice. So this here is a war monument with a massive torpedo next to it. I think it's a torpedo because there's also a submarine which must have sunk not far away from here. A Greek submarine in 1943 which must have sunk. And I cannot read Greek, but that's a list of names of people that died on the submarine. What's surprising is how often the names, I think those are the names, like how often the last names are the same. It's the same in Belgium, but not as much. The old port. I'm on top of the hill, heading towards a small beach that's in Skiathos itself, supposedly. With a beautiful view always of the sea. Look at these houses. Brand new path, you can tell, and also everything has been freshly painted white. This must have been recently remade. And another cat. I feel like I'm the only one walking around. Where is everyone? Maybe they're all at the beach. I think I just spotted part of the beach right there. I see some people fishing and tanning. This is the place to be. Small cobblestone beach in Skiathos itself. Very clear water. Snorkeling even. But look at that. That looks super clear. This is a soon-to-be sunset. I see some small fish. Yeah, the water is super clear. This was the beach. I mean, there's a rundown house there that they seem to be repairing. It's a pebble beach. Not the best beach, but it's in walking distance. And it's within the city, so it's easy to access. And here we go to the big stones where people are chilling and fishing and tanning. Still on the same cliff, and over there in the distance you can see a real, I suppose, sand beach. But I think it might be a bit too far out to walk to, but I do spot another beach there with good evening sun. It's 5:30 and the sun is on its way down, but walking around here, I mean, I'm sweating. It's warm, over 30 degrees. Looks like it will be 31, 32 every single day. No clouds. And your typical Mediterranean weather. So this is the main beach. I decided to walk all the way here just to take a look and see how long it takes. And actually, 21 minutes from the old port is not too bad, which was not a straight walk. I went on some side quests. So this is the main beach. Not too far actually. Very reachable as well if I want to. So I'm walking away from the beach, the main beach, which is still not huge, but that's clearly where all the tourism is at this time. But I still find that it wasn't like insanely busy. Like, it was not uncomfortably over touristed, which is again a positive surprise, I would say. But let's see in the next days. Perhaps a bunch of people will be flying in later today. And yeah. So after seeing those people at the beach made me really want to have had my swimming shorts, which is something I actually thought of doing. But then I decided, no, let's just make today a scouting day. So just scout out the town / city to see where I want to then the next days spend my time after work. And also I still need to buy a couple of things like sunscreen. I burn quite quickly. And tourist composition so far seems to be heavily British, mostly British. And I've heard German and Dutch as well so far. It's just tiny, tiny little roads. You can hear all the Greeks talking from inside their homes. I guess now is stay-at-home time. And the tourists are all at the beach. She looks pregnant. I don't really know where I'm going actually. I'm just going left, right, left, right. But what's cool is everyone has nice little terraces and nice little outdoor chilling spots that they built for themselves. Like everywhere has a little table on the outside. Cat hair. Yeah. Look at me. The little village fountain. Funny how you have dog countries and cat countries. You know, stray dogs or stray cats. This is definitely a cat country. So in the evening it's a lot more busy, but still not as busy as you would expect. It's now 8 p.m. But it really varies from one restaurant or bar to the next. This place is called Uva Greek Cuisine. So as a starter, I ordered some sardines and some freshly heated pita breads to go with it. And afterwards I will have some stuffed squid for dinner as a main. So one thing interesting about the bread is it has this same type of spice on top that you find in za'atar, that bread in Lebanon. I don't even know what type of spice it is, but it goes well with the sardine dip, which is what they recommended by the restaurant. This is a stuffed squid. First reaction, it's massive and it's very stuffed. Really one of the biggest squid I've ever seen. 21 euros though, that's pretty okay. The sardines were okay, the anchovies were okay. The bread was really good. Let's try this out. As I'm finishing this squid, I have to again mention how unique this filling is. Really like the tomato and other vegetables that you can add to a taco quite often. It really has that taste with the cheese, and then the squid itself is sort of the taco in this sense. Really, really good. And also the biggest squid I've ever eaten, I believe. I've still got the entire tail part. So I'm having lunch at this restaurant called Acrogiali Taverna, recommended by the hotel. Reading a bit, and I'm having a glass of the house wine and some tomato bruschetta. And the view is of the sea. As is always the case in these southern countries, the tomatoes are so much better than what you can get in northern countries. They just have a lot more taste. And yeah, they're way less acidic and way more tasty. Much more neutral taste, together with the olive oil and whatever else they put on here. Tastes very good. Some olives, local wine, and grilled calamari. So this is the restaurant I was just at. Paluki. And this is a look at Skiathos at night. Far busier than during the day. And so far, I haven't been disappointed by any of the restaurants. I'm trying to avoid the main street though. And always going on some side streets. And that tactic has proven successful. We have some arts and crafts. And apparently it's even got some party bars, which is surprising since it's such a small town. Everywhere you'll find like little corners. Another morning run. This is Skiathos at 8 a.m. Sun is still low. You can see how clear the sea is. And just a few people at the beach here doing their morning swim. So this is the ferry terminal in Skiathos. And so this is a ship going to Thessaloniki apparently. And here we wait for the boat to Alonissos, the ferry to Alonissos at 3:40. Can't really see through the windows. So I just made it with the ferry from Skiathos to Alonissos. It didn't take too long. So we left at 3:40 and now it's 5 p.m. So this just 1 hour and 20 minutes. And there were 3 stops on the way. 2 on the island of Skopolos, which is the island in between Alonissos and Skiathos. And then here in Alonissos. And the first thing I notice is it's all on the cliff, right? All the houses, the buildings are on cliffs. See? So, and also there's a cool beach behind me, which I might be able to see from my room later. So, yeah, I'll walk into the hotel, which is up there on that cliff, overlooking the sea. And yeah, keep you guys updated. So I'm climbing up the cliff. I wanted to show you the view from up here. That's the view of one of the 2 harbors, because I know behind me there should be another harbor. There's one of the little beaches. It's a small town, 3,000 people. And up here on the cliff is a hotel. I mean, if you think about it, Skiathos didn't have a lot of tourists, but it has an airport. But to get here, you need to fly on Skiathos, and then you need to take the ferry. So it's quite a lot more isolated than Skiathos. Yeah. Here at the restaurant called Cavo on the main street in Alonissos, Patiri, I think is the name of this town. Alonissos is actually a village. I'm enjoying some red wine, reading, and I ordered swordfish. So let's see how that is. So this is the freshly caught swordfish with some couscous and some vegetables, together with this oil or butter that they always give you here in Greece. But let's see how it tastes. And I just ordered another red wine since I finished mine. So I just asked what the sauce is, and it's olive oil with lemon and rosemary. Yeah, and it does taste quite nice. First impressions are quite good. I'm generally not the biggest fan of swordfish, but it's good. Yeah, I prefer, I guess, normal fish, vegetarian fish. But it's a good swordfish, I have to say. Here we are at the harbor. It's a big ship coming in. And I'm having a salad for lunch. Just had the smoothie and overlooking the harbor of Patiri, I think it's called Patiri, here in Alonissos. Tuna steak. It's the old town, the actual Alonissos old town. That's why, that's why the other place, Patiri, doesn't look as old, but this one has the typical old buildings. Very nice.
That's the we want to go. Yeah, we have to make random. Because on Sunday there was an impromptu kind of thing, so I was hungover. Okay. I was hungover. And it was okay. The main issue was that the
Thank you.
Yes,
oh no.
Bravo! Io per me che saltava ena mi mercavo capo mi per bere si tomava si vivia per ieri quando la figlia scorteri di sera con mia gelata io per me che saltava ena in el taidoni la limore la lì Deca y mi
This is the Marpunta resort in Alonissos, where the wedding will take place. And the water is so clear. It's crazy. And there's a beach right there. Someone's swimming. Overlooking the islands here. I believe that's Skopulos. The Those seem to be the rooms. Then here is the other beach on the other side, I would suppose. Nice fresh wind coming off the sea right now. So this is the room. Got a nice bed, little balcony. They made it like into a little village sort of. Outside there's like a patio with all the different rooms looking out on each other. And then that was the golf cart I came in on. Let's check out the bathroom. Big shower and toilet. That's it. Nice, comfy. So at 6 a.m. it started raining like crazy and storming, and it's now 10 and it's still raining and storming. Not as hard anymore though, because the 6 a.m. storm actually woke me up because it was so loud, and other people as well. I could hear movement in other rooms, maybe as people were putting their clothes away, or I don't know, bringing stuff inside. This seems to be the old road. I made it to the old town, quite high up on the hill, and now on my left, behind the bushes, is the new road. I'm pretty sure, judging by the way it looks, this used to be the main old road connecting the old town with the harbor. And mostly it's a lot of olive trees. Hey, and I got a new bottle of water, fresh in the old town. I see a lot of olive trees. Seems to be the major crop everywhere. And obviously every other house is a hotel of some type. So it's pretty interesting, this path. It's got some nice, if it's an old road, it definitely looks like it's been restored, because that looks pretty good. A bit tricky to run on though, sharp rocks, but yeah. nice olive grove. Seems here I've reached a part of the old road that hasn't been restored, and you can tell. So I was right in thinking that the other part there was completely restored. Here you see the rocks are I guess old, not as fresh, and worn down in general. Say hi.
You know, after that I forgot and you know,
Παντελή, εντάξει.
This is the church in which the marriage is happening. A small Greek Orthodox church. That is a beautiful sunset. The groom and the bride arriving on the speedboat.